Hey there, fellow 40-somethings. I want to talk to you about how to eat in your 40s for wellness so you can start to burn fat and then see results. And what I want you to know is that when you learn to use intermittent fasting as one of your eating strategies as a 40-something, you kind of take motivation and willpower out of the game. I think that's why learning to use intermittent fasting about a year and a half ago was such a game changer for me. When all my life I had been a chronic overeater and an emotional eater, so there's no level of willpower or motivation that could really overcome my emotional eating. You can probably relate. But luckily, intermittent fasting can, because it works on two different levels. It works biologically and also on your mindset. So when you use intermittent fasting, you're fasting for a window of time that's longer than the window during which you eat. So I fast for 16 hours, most of it while I'm asleep. And then I eat during 8 hours. So if you think about it, that has really shrunk the amount of time during which I eat. And so I feel much more full from what I eat during that time. And that alone requires me to have a lot less motivation and willpower when it comes to what I am eating, because when you feel pretty full, the motivation, willpower, emotional eating pieces, it takes the edge off of that. Another thing that's happening, though, is the biology change that happens when you use intermittent fasting. We have lots of research now that tells us that the signals from our body change when we use intermittent fasting over time consistently. So we stop having those hormones happen that tell us that we're hungry. They just don't come in those waves as often as they used to. So there's another edge that you have, another leg up you have on your emotional eating, because your biology isn't doing so much against you, saying, hey, I'm hungry. Hey, why don't you go eat? It is amazing, and it doesn't take long for that to kick in. I noticed within 2 weeks of using intermittent fasting, I noticed that. I was like, I'm not having cravings. I don't feel hungry. And I less and less often felt those cues from like my heart, my mind, my body telling me, why don't you go eat? You might feel better. You're feeling a little stressed. Why don't you go eat? Or you're bored. Why don't you go eat? Or you were lonely. Why don't you go eat? Or any of that. It just slowly faded away. And I wasn't doing any work with a coach about behavior or psychology or anything. I was just working with my Fast Away to Fat Loss coach to learn how to use intermittent fasting and to learn how to eat enough whole food nutrition while I was eating. It was amazing. Now, we don't even talk about mindset or behavior until we've been together in the Fast Away for about 4 weeks. We just get you going on how to use intermittent fasting and how to balance it with whole food nutrition. And a big reason why is because that alone is so powerful. Even if you are a lifelong emotional eater like me, even if you're a lifelong overeater like me, I think maybe even because you are, that's why intermittent fasting can give you such powerful results and such sustainable change in the way that you eat and in your eating behaviors. It's pretty amazing. So I want to invite you to come join me to try this out. Monday is my next group of Fast Away clients. So I have been a Fast Away to Fat Loss coach for about a year now and a client for over a year and a half. Fast Away to Fat Loss clients can become coaches, so we can take other folks by the hand and show you the ropes and walk you through where we've been and give you all of our tips and all of our tricks and all of our support and help you not give up on yourself, essentially. I work with you in a small private group. Right now, this group I'm preparing to run on Monday is only women. We do have a Fast Away to Fat Loss men's program, but my group that's starting Monday right now just is 40-ish women like me, like you, and we work together every day. I check in with you every day, I hold you accountable every day, and I give you education and specific practices to do every day so that you start to get well, thanks to intermittent fasting and its impact on your biology and all that whole food nutrition you're going to learn to eat. And while you're getting well, your body starts to recognize that it can now begin to burn fat. You can't burn fat when you're not well enough, but intermittent fasting, that's another way that it gives you this almost like magical leg up on the situation. It does so much wellness work for your body, lots while you're sleeping, that you're ahead of the game. And your body gives the thumbs up to fat burning and you see results. So having been a lifelong overeater and emotional eater, I've also pretty much been a lifelong dieter, exerciser. And when I finally joined the Fast Way to Fat Loss at 43, I've been stuck gaining weight, even though I was over-exercising and under-eating, for probably about 3 years. And I got into the Fast Way to Fat Loss, and within 6 weeks, because that's the first session that you do in the Faster Way, the first way you work together with your coach lasts for 6 weeks. Within that 6 weeks, I lost 13 pounds and 8 inches on my body. I have pictures of before and after where you can see my midsection. There was just a significant loss of fat. So again, intermittent fasting, balanced with the coach helping you eat enough whole food nutrition, gives you a leg up on results because you start burning fat once you are well. And then that's just a wonderful upward spiral of more burning fat and more wellness. And eventually you can even start burning muscle, which increases your metabolism. And all of those old issues that used to seem insurmountable, the old issues of overeating and emotional eating and not having enough willpower and not having enough motivation and just feeling like there's no way I can keep this up. That's the best way I could put it for me. Every diet was always, I look good now, but there's no way I can sustain this. I can't keep eating this little. I can't keep having to cut calories and exercise this much, and I never could sustain it. Over twice in my life, I've lost 50 pounds, gained it all back, because it just didn't work with the true science of how our bodies work. It wasn't sustainable. It wasn't doable long term. It wasn't a lifestyle. But now that I have intermittent fasting in my life, I am able to not overeat. I'm able to not use emotional eating. I don't have to worry about motivation and willpower. All of those have just fallen away as parts of what impacts my health. And instead, I have learned to use food as fuel. I've learned how to eat so I consistently feel well and feel full and feel energized and balanced. So I don't have cravings. I don't feel hungry unless I have not eaten enough whole food nutrition. I don't, when I'm cooking dinner anymore, I don't crave a glass of wine. That was one of my biggest downfalls. It was so unhelpful. When I'm stressed, I don't just go stand in front of the fridge. When I'm bored, I don't go stroll past the pantry. And again, like I said, that's not a big piece of what we learn in the Faster Way to Fat Loss, is how to not do those things. We do give you support around your mindset, but like I said, not until we've been working together until about our 4th week of the Faster Way. So if those have been mountains you've been trying to climb and never been able to get over it, I specifically want to invite you to come join me in this Monday Faster Way to Fat Loss round, because I know you'll get results and they will be long lasting and they will change your health and your wellness. And that is what matters to me as a fellow 40-something who was there suffering, gaining weight, feeling exhausted and frustrated so often that was just my normal way of life. Being so grouchy to my husband and my kids that I don't know how they stood to be around me. And when I looked forward, I thought, if this is as good as it gets, I don't want to be 40. Like, this isn't what I want. I was desperate to feel better. And this is what did it, the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I thought I was just going to lose some weight, but I gained a whole new lease on life, a whole new way of living. And I want that for you too. I have said, if you've gotten any of my emails, if you signed up for my guide to how to eat in your 40s, which I'll link to in the comments, and you can always get to it through my bio if you're catching this on Instagram. I said that I came to the Faster Way to Fat Loss thinking I would just lose some weight, but it literally changed my life. And that is why I became a coach. I am an elementary school teacher by trade. I was a stay-at-home mom while I was using the Faster Way to Fat Loss as a client those first 6 weeks. And I was like, I had no idea you could even become a coach. And then something just clicked in my heart around February 2019. I said, I have figured out how to get well, how to burn fat, how to live a healthy lifestyle that I absolutely love. I look forward to working out every day. I am building muscles. I know how to lift weights now. I have so much support. I have a team on my side. I have a team of people who've given me so much training that I knew I needed to go to a hormone specialist. And now I can sleep. I fall asleep at night because I was having all this trouble sleeping due to my hormones. I have all of this because of the Faster Way to Fat Loss. There is no way I would have figured this out on my own. I asked my doctor, I asked my friends, I asked my gynecologist. No one had the answer until I stumbled upon the Faster Way to Fat Loss. And they had all the answers, all in one place, like the Disneyland of how to be healthy in your 40s. How can I not share this? It would be unethical. How can I stand here getting better and better every day and not tell y'all about it? And hold out my hand and say, you want me to show you how? I will walk by your side. This is what I'm already doing every day. This is my life. How about I share it with you? And then I realized, you know what? You can do that as a Faster Way to Fat Loss coach. And I said, sign me up. Never been a coach in my life. Been coached. Was on the tennis team and the soccer team. But I never loved gym class. But I did it anyway. Same reason, same as the reason I signed up for the Faster Way. I was just desperate to feel better. I said, I'm going to do it anyway. I failed so many times at dieting. The last thing I need is another diet. I hated that feeling of shame and guilt that came with having the diet not work. But I did it anyway. It took some courage, and I did it anyway. Same with coaching Faster Way. It took some courage, and now I'm doing it anyway. And I love my job. I love working alongside you as you figure out that with just a few tweaks to your lifestyle and your mindset that you can do and be and have anything. This is all figure outable. It truly is. And especially because there's so much support for you here. There's so much love for you here. There's so much we get you. Like I hear where you're coming from. I see you. I know that's what I have here for my 40-somethings. So get into my Monday group. I'm going to give you some tough love. There's no good time to do it. Quarantine or not, teaching school and home or not, there's no good time. There just isn't. And you know what? There's also no bad time because the Faster Way to Fat Loss is a lifestyle, so it's just your life. There's never a bad time for this to be something you learn to do to live your life in a healthy way. I've had clients who are remodeling their houses. I've had clients who are breastfeeding. I've had clients who are in their 70s. I've had clients who are changing jobs, working from home, who are in quarantine, and they're all doing it, and they all feel so much better, and they all get results. They get well so they can start getting the body results that they want to see. They're not stuck anymore, and you don't have to be either. So again, use the link in my bio if you're catching me on Instagram or in the comments if you're here on Facebook, and get in that Monday group with me. I only have 6 spaces left. So grab yours and I'll see you Monday.